What's up, guys? It's Cam here once again, and you can probably guess that I'm at the Bolivar Airport, which is my home airport. Today, I just want to kind of walk through my camera setup, how I film in the airplane, because if you've ever tried it, you know it can be kind of tricky. So anything I can do to help somebody out, I will. So stick around, it'll be a good video, and hopefully you guys will learn something. Alright, so my first camera that I want to talk about is my Sony A6400. It's pretty awesome. It'll shoot 4K up to 30 frames per second, so I can't do 4K slow-mo, but it does everything I need it to. I just run the kit lens on it right now with a Ureth variable ND filter. I have a cheap Chinese microphone that works really good. The sound quality is incredible. I may eventually get like a Rode mic for it, but it works really well right now. But yeah, this Sony, it's got the flip-up screen on it, which is super helpful for doing shots like this, where I'm just holding the camera and can kind of make sure that I stay in the frame. It also has eye tracking autofocus, so never loses focus on a person. My only complaint, I guess, about this autofocus is it kind of has a hard time focusing on something that doesn't have eyes for it to track. So like if I'm filming an airplane rolling down the ramp, I'll show a video where you can see the autofocus just kind of pulsating. And that gets old, so I either need to manually focus it, or I think I found a good setup that'll allow me to film airplanes a little better. But other than that, it just works awesome. Another thing I love about this Sony is the fact that you can customize it so much. The settings are so in-depth. And I know that turns a lot of people away, but even though it's less user-friendly than a Canon, I think you get along great using the factory settings, but if you ever wanted to customize them to yourself, you can. For example, I shoot in a picture profile. I have a custom one set up, and it makes the video just kind of look gray, but it allows me to capture better light. So like right now, this is raw, how it is coming through the camera, and then now I've got it color graded, so the picture and video quality just turns out much better, and I get a much more uniform light where, you know, the whites aren't blown out, neither are the blacks. So it gives me a more in-depth range when it comes to taking video. This A64 works great for just, you know, doing my handheld stuff outside of the airplane. It's really easy to control. It does not have in-body image stabilization, but it does have the optical steady shot on some of the lenses that they come with. So that's what I've got, and then I can edit that out in post as well. I also have a DJI RSC2 gimbal, which is kind of big and bulky. I don't use it very often. I should use it more because it's great, and you can get that buttery smooth footage every time you do. But just the setup, having to worry about everything, it kind of turns me off from filming. So I need to get a little more competent with that, and I think it'll definitely elevate my video game. The second thing I want to touch on, which is the camera I probably use the most for this channel, is just my GoPro Hero 7 Black. It works great in the cockpit. I think if you're wanting to film anything inside the cockpit of an airplane, you need to have some sort of an action camera set up. I love the GoPros. I think they work great. The app isn't the best, but the video quality, the amount of accessories for them just works fantastic for my application. So this GoPro will shoot in 4K, which is normally what I run in. I run most of my stuff at 4K 24 frames. On a typical day, if I have any high action stuff or anything cinematic, I'll shoot in like 1080 60 or 1080 120. So that just gives me the versatility, but if I can shoot in 4K, I absolutely do. I think it color grades better, and it just makes the overall image look better. Now you can see that I have the GoPro Suction Cup to the wing. I don't fly like that. Don't attach your camera that way. It won't go over well. But I do use the suction cup inside the cockpit, either on the windshield or the side window. It's just a great way to do some hands-off shooting in the cockpit when your hands are full. This works great. And it doesn't require any hard mounting, any sticky stuff, anything like that. So it's great, versatile. I can move it around the airplane, and it works really well for what I do. Another thing that I have for this GoPro is this kind of tie-down mount. So it'll fit on pretty much any tie-down hole in the aircraft. So I've put it on the tail before. I need to put it on the wing and try that out. But it's just a good, strong way for me to mount the GoPro outside of the aircraft. Granted, I don't have audio with it, but it works really well for that. I got this on my flight store, my pilot store, something like that. It's pretty pricey for what it is, but it works really well. So my cockpit audio solution is pretty simple. I just have my GoPro. I took the little hatch off on the side. And then I have this little adapter. It's made by GoPro, and it has a USB-C and a 3.5 millimeter jack on the back of it. So I can just take this end, plug it into the GoPro like this, and then I have this Pilot USA adapter, which the 3.5 will plug into there. And then this plugs into the big jack on the airplane, and then you can plug your headset into this. And also, while you're recording, this gives you the option to plug your GoPro in the middle of the flight, so you don't have to worry about your batteries going dead. So this, although it's kind of a mess of cords when you have everything plugged in, it works pretty well. The sound quality is as good as what comes through your headset. So granted, it's not as good as, say, with a microphone right now, but it's definitely a pretty decent setup for, well, less than $100, I think. So it treats me pretty well. So when it comes to video editing, I edit on Final Cut Pro on my M1 MacBook Pro, so that's about all there is to know there, and I think that just about sums this video up. I appreciate you guys watching, and if you guys have any questions, don't hesitate to leave them in the comments below. I'll try to get back to you, and if you want a more in-depth video on some of this stuff, I can definitely do that too. Just let me know. So I may link some stuff down in the description below for some products if you guys would like to buy anything that I have. And I can even do reviews on some per request. So it's all up to you guys. So just let me know what you want, and I thank you guys for watching.